begin today with your Community Corner, sponsored by Scandinavian Designs. You know, March will be here before you know it, and March is Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. And it's important to understand that while some have disabilities, inclusion is something that should always be essential and at the front of everyone's mind. And that's the concept behind a new documentary called Everybody Dance. We're joined right now by its director, Dan Watt. Dan, so great to have you here.
Oh, pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so fill us in on your film. Why did you decide to focus on this, especially around Disabilities Awareness Month?
Well, my initial idea was I always wanted to know what it was like for people who studied the arts but didn't make a profession out of it, and what did they take away from that and apply in their everyday life. So that was my initial concept, but I was a dancer myself and made a career out of it, and I talked to the famous and award-winning director Morgan Spurlock, and he said, your first movie should be something that you can relate to and answer any question to. And I had a dream about these two girls that I taught when I was a dance teacher, and they both had autism. And I had this dream, and it was so vivid that I thought in my mind, that was God poking me saying, this is your movie. You need to make this movie. So I trusted my instincts and I just ran with it.
That's brilliant. I'm so glad. Okay, so tell us about your movie then. Kind of walk us through a little bit of a storyline. We're looking at some of the B-roll here of you instructing multiple students.
Well, what I did is I found this amazing woman, Bonnie, who runs the studio that I filmed at called Ballet for All Kids. And what I do in Everybody Dance is we follow 5 kids and their families on their journey through life and towards their dance recital. But I don't want the audience to get confused. You know, the word dance is in the title, but it's a story much more than that. It's about community, it's about self-esteem, and it's about the friendships that these kids created on this journey. But it also shows how the parents and the schools, the traditional schools that the kids go to, how they took different things that the kids learned in ballet and dance class and how they applied it in everyday life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Okay, so what did you learn going through this process? Because I imagine, too, that you got something out of this as well when you were following them and telling their story.
Well, I learned, well, first what happened was being with these kids for 10 months every weekend, a switch flipped in my mind, and my total perspective and outlook changed. And that's what I'm hoping the audience takes away from this. And I was at Target, and we were about 4 months into filming, and I walked by a girl on the floor having a tantrum, a little girl, and I just thought to myself, oh, I wonder if she's on the spectrum. And I kept walking. And when I got into my car, I realized, oh my gosh, I didn't go, what a rotten kid, what a rotten mother.
Yeah.
Because I was educated and informed and had information, my mind went, oh, I wonder if she's on the spectrum. And I just kept shopping and didn't give it any more thought. And that's when I realized that's the message that I need this movie to get across. And if we can enlighten 1 or 2 other people, then I did my job.
Yeah, I love that. So remove judgment, right? Have a
100%.
Yeah, remove judgment, have a better understanding. And what I love too, though, as well, through this documentary that you've created, is the opportunity to see, while someone may have a disability, it doesn't mean that they don't have an ability, if that makes sense. Meaning that just because they have a disability doesn't mean they can't still do certain things, right?
100%, and that's the good thing about Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month, and I'm just glad that we were able to, connect the two, is that our goal should be inclusion, and the arts are a great equalizer, and and the arts can make you feel capable.
Yes.
And in control, and it helps you with, dedication and achievement and self-identity, all these things that you and I, that anyone does in their everyday life. I'm assuming you probably had some classes in the arts when you were growing up, and
Yes.
look how they helped you be able to interview people now and sit in front of a camera and feel comfortable. So I just think that that's the message that of inclusion, is that we're all the same. We
Hmm.
all have obstacles, and we just have to steer our way through those.
Absolutely. Love it. So well said. Where can people watch your movie?
Well, we're really, really lucky that Prime Video put it for free for to support Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. So it's free on Prime Video for the month of March, but you can also find it on Tubi, Apple TV, and iTunes.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Everyone, make sure you check out the movie. And Idaho Today will be right back.